Hello grade 2, how are you? This week we're learning about a new kind of writing called poetry or writing poems. For a writing to be called a poem, it should have special elements and it should look differently. Today we're going to discuss the elements of poetry, how a writing piece should look like to be called a poem. To start with, poetry is putting words on paper to express in part thoughts from me right to your heart. Poetry is a kind of writing or artistic writing that moves the reader's imaginations or emotions. The person who writes poetry is called a poet. The sentences in a poem are not called sentences, they're called a verse. Poetry is different than fiction and non-fiction. It doesn't follow a story format, so it's not a paragraph, and it doesn't state the facts. It doesn't say sentences. The look of a poem is different. The verses are short, they're shorter than sentences. They have a wide, empty space around them. The space gives a relaxing effect and allows the reader to think clearly and imagine things and pictures. This is called the white space. As we've discussed yesterday, poems use rhymes. Most poems use rhymes. Fat little mice, sly and precise, waiting for cheese, will never say please. Poems use something called alteration. Alteration is the opposite of rhyming. Alteration is using words that have the same beginning sound, like crazy cow cooking corn on the couch. K, 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 k. Let's read the following poem and notice the alteration. Icky bugs, bee, beetle, bug, biting at my nose. Snail, spider, slug, nibbling on my toes. Wasp, worm, walking stick, crawling on my face. Cockroach, cricket, caterpillar, please find your own space. Bugs, 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 you're driving me mad. I'm starting to think that winter ain't so bad. Poems also use something called rhythm. Rhythm is the beat or the sound, the pattern of the sound. The beat can be heard while you're reading the words. Let's try an experiment here. I want you to clap your hands twice in a pattern, not fast, not slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's read the following poem and clap 3 times now with every word. Hush, hush, hush. Rain, calm down. Shush, shush, shush. Rain, get out of town. Splat, splat, splat. Rain, you're loud. Smack, smack, smack. Rain, you're proud. Tap, tap, tap. Rain, go away. And don't come back so I can play. Can you hear the music? Great. Poems show, they don't tell. Poets use words that paint a picture for the reader without telling the reader exactly what is happening. Let's read an example. Show, don't tell. So instead of saying in a regular sentence, she was embarrassed, in a poem, the poet might say, her cheeks were the color of a red ripe apple. Her shoulders slumped in her seat. Let's try this together. So instead of saying she was surprised, we can say, look at the picture that you want to draw in the reader's mind. Her eyes widened, her mouth dropped open, and she could not utter a word. Now, you try it at home. Instead of saying he was excited, what is the picture you want to draw in your reader's mind? Share your thoughts with someone at home. So, poems paint a picture. We're going to read the following poem about the ocean. Think about the pictures that the poet is trying to draw for us. The smell of salt filling the air, my toes dancing in the sand, gusts of wind twirling my hair, this way and that, a sea of blue that never ends, the sweet sound of gulls making their way to my French fries, the crash of waves against my legs, the ocean, my ocean. Use your senses. This poem will be your homework today, and the file is uploaded. It's called Paint a Picture. Enjoy! Bye!